ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवनं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सगुणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषाभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you very much for attending these classes and this very important classes, this yoga ladder of Bhagavad Gita. So when you speak of yoga, it means that we are connecting our consciousness with Supreme Absolute Truth. Yoga means joining our consciousness with Supreme Absolute Truth. An entire yoga system is considered or compared to a ladder, complete ladder. That is called ladder, yoga ladder. So according to the elevation, the different parts has been given different name. Like somebody is karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, and ashtanga yoga and bhakti yoga. It depends on the process. Process is like depends on the different practitioner adopting the process. Accordingly, it has been named as karma yoga. Then when the process is predominantly based on the fruitive activities or fruits of the activities, that is called karma yoga. When the process is predominantly based on this knowledge, empirical knowledge, that is called jnana yoga. When the process is predominantly on meditation, process of meditation, meditating, that is called ashtanga yoga. When the process is predominantly on a complete Kṛṣṇa consciousness or devotional service, that is called bhakti yoga, or it is a Kṛṣṇa consciousness, and this is called the perfection of all these stages. The bhakti yoga is perfectional of all these stages. So it is a very progressive process. So one should not, all others yoga system are the stepping stone, are the steps to come to the, or culminate to the point of bhakti yoga, that is called complete or perfectional stage of all yoga system. That is the topmost floor of ladder. So one may be stuck in the fifth floor, fifth step, just like it is just like a steps in skyscraper building. So one may be stuck in the fifth floor, one may be 10th floor, one may be top floor like 100th floor. But that there is a different. That does not mean that who is on the fifth floor is equal to 10th floor and equal to 100th floor. So one has to progressively goes. That is yoga system. One has to be progressively look forward to reach on the topmost floor. One is stuck in that particular steps. He will be called as like karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi. But that is not the perfectional stage. That is not the same result, same destinations. So we will now learn what is called yoga. Yoga means, as I told you, it is a linking process. Linking process means joining our consciousness to the Supreme Absolute Truth. A whole Bhagavad Gita is called yoga system. So here Kṛṣṇa say in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 and 3, Arjuna, I am speaking this yoga system, the Bhagavad Gita, the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita is the entire yoga system. To re-establishing our relationship with Kṛṣṇa. That is called yoga. So Lord is speaking this verses, beautiful verses I can show you. So that Lord is speaking in chapter 4 and 3, that chapter 4, text 3, that Svayam mayati adya yoga prakta puratana bhakto simi sakhacheti rahasyami etaduttamam. So Krishna here speaking that the very ancient science of the relationship with Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So whole Bhagavad Gita is a science, this yoga system to establishing our relationship with Supreme. So this is a very paramount important for every practitioner, every person who is seeking the absolute truth. They must know the yoga system and yoga ladder actually, so that they can proceed. So now we will go that at present moment we can go and see that what are the different yoga system is there. So in this beautiful diagram, that we can know that what are the different yoga systems we have, and we will discuss on that, and we can come to the professional stage of yoga system. So in this beautiful image picture, we have know that different yoga system explained in the Bhagavad Gita or in the scripture, revealed scripture. So there are different kind of yoga system is given. So first of all, our condition is very sinful action. It's not a yoga system. Then we come to little bit of high stage called karma kanda. It is some regulated, regulated fruitive activities, regulated karma according to the scriptures. Then come to the karma yoga, it is according to scripture, but your action, your karma is joining with or adding some kind of Krishna consciousness or devotional service to your karma, that is called karma yoga. When your knowledge, empiric knowledge, added with Krishna consciousness or bhakti yoga, that is called jnāna-yoga. Dhyana means when your meditation is adding with some Krishna consciousness is added to your meditative process, that is called dhyana yoga. Bhakti yoga is complete process, is a direct Krishna consciousness. 100% devotional service, direct Krishna consciousness. So we will learn about that, the sinful action. So particularly the human form of life is meant for the yoga system. Animal form of life, they are not meant for the yoga system, because they do not have this process of yoga system. They do not have religious institutions to understand. They are completely about ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So animal life, there is no prerogative. Therefore, this human life is very, very rare and very, very fortunate actually. Because it has got a very, unique opportunity to understand the yoga ladder and different kind of yoga and progress in this path of yoga to reach to the perfection. Because the goal of human form of life is to attain Krishna, to bhakti yoga, to highest prema pumartha mahan. Savai punsam paro dharma jato bhakti radhakyata. This is the goal of human form of life. Human form of life is not meant for, like animal life, ahara nidra. It has got a adhika vishwasa speciality. There, to discriminate, that speciality is called religiosity. That speciality called Krishna consciousness. That speciality called aware of the yoga system or yoga ladder. If you do not know yoga ladder, that means you are animal life or you are a neophyte consciousness. Prabhupada says that neophyte consciousness, they are very addicted to this karma and jnana yoga. Little bit of karma, doing, working and coming to Krishna in Sunday program. SSS, Sunday show of saint. Their Sunday only will come show of saint, little bit of knowledge here and there is there. They are into karma and jnana. But they do not elevate to the meditation, always absorbed in Krishna and further development to the bhakti yoga. So now we at the conditional stage, we are in very sinful. We are always, this human form of life is little bit of better than animal life. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavatam that this human form of life is very much dearer to me. In these beautiful verses, Krishna say that this human form of life is very dearer to me. Although he created so many species of life, but this human form of life is very dearer. 11:7:22, very good verses. The twice born member of society achieves second birth. No, not this one. So in these verses we can see that so here it's Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, expanding his own potency, Maya Shakti, created the innumerable spaces of life to house the conditioned soul. This is our beginning. In the beginning, we have torn away from the Krishna. It's just like a criminal who transgresses the law of the land. As a result, this government is creating some prison house to accommodate the criminals. So we are like a criminals of Krishna. We have defied the authority of Krishna. Just like a criminal is defying the authority of Krishna, we have defied the authority of Krishna. As a result, so Krishna is creating innumerable spaces to house the conditioned soul according to our desire, because all the criminals are not on the same level of consciousness. Some criminal, the grave, they have committed grave sins. So for them, the different kind of cells, different kind of jail is there. They are not in the general jail compartment. They have different compartment is there in a jail. Somebody, those who are murderer, rapist, for them different. Those who are like pickpocketing, for them different compartment, different cell. Similarly, we have our, according to our desire, because we have desire to separately enjoy this material nature, separately enjoyment, separate from the Krishna. So we have desire to enjoy materially, different from Krishna, or disconnecting from Krishna. Therefore, we have been accommodated in different species of life, like animal life, different species of life, from marine life, from fish to reptiles, to trees and plants, then to reptiles, from reptiles to animal life to human life. In this way, we have been evolved, we have been accommodated in different species of life, because according to our desire. Just like a criminal, according to the grave of the sins he has committed, he has been housed in different. That is the things why Krishna created innumerable species of life. Yet by creating forms of tree, reptiles, animals, birds, snakes, so on, the Lord was not satisfied within the heart. He is not satisfied, because they have no opportunity to come. Because animal life, they do not have any discrimination. There is no intelligence there. There is no discriminating power. Intelligent only will give discriminating power, reasoning, why should I suffering, why I am suffering here, and how to get out from this suffering. That kind of prerogative, that kind of privilege, that kind of discrimination is not endowed, is not conferred or given to the animal life. So Lord is not satisfied. Then he created human life, which offered the conditioned soul sufficient intelligence to perceive the absolute truth, and became pleased. So Lord is now pleased by creating human form of life. Why? Because in human form of life, Lord has given, endowed with sufficient intelligence so that he can perceive the absolute truth. Dharma eka adhikya vishwasa, dharma nahi na pasu bhi samana. So human form of life has got special prerogative of understanding Krishna consciousness, understanding or perceive the absolute truth, understanding the yoga system, yoga ladder. Therefore, this human form of life is very, very pleasing to the Lord. In another verses also he told that out of all the things it is very pleasing to me. It's very dear to me, this form. So when we got this human form of life, then we are now in human form of life, we are now very addicted to the fruitive activities, result oriented. You want to enjoy. This is our default because we have come from this material nature. We have separated from Kṛṣṇa on the ground of material enjoyment. It is stated that in Shastra that when we think of enjoying separately from Kṛṣṇa, we have come down to this material existence. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhogavansha kare nikatastha maya tere jhapatiya dhare. Though when you think of enjoyment, that is stated in beautifully in these verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Krishna bhuli se jiva anadi bahirmukha ativa maya tare deya sansara dukkha. So forgetting Krishna, the living entity, has been attracted to the external feature from time immemorial. Therefore, illusory energy gives him all kind of misery in his life. So this is the thing that we have turned down from the Krishna, we have come to this material existence for enjoyment. And that enjoyment is called karma kanda. And this karma kanda has sinful action. Means we want to be karma. That is called not even karma kanda. Karma kanda is some kind of regulation, is that according to scripture. So we should understand that when we are housing in this human form of life has to act. Nobody can stay without acting. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, one has to act. Without acting, one cannot maintain his even body also. We cannot. See, nahi kasyat khyamam api jatu tishtati akarmakrit karyate avasya karma sarva prakriti jati gunaya. Krishna says, a men are forced to act helplessly according to impulses born of the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. Everybody has to act. So this action is important. And what kind of consciousness one is acting, that depends on our different kind of yoga ladder. Starting from sinful action. Why sinful action? Because everybody wants to enjoy the fruits. That is our natural propensity. That natural, because we have comes from this material nature, which is like a mother. It's just like a child inherit this. A child's, they like to very much inclined to his mother. This material nature is our mother. We are born from the material nature. Our father is Kṛṣṇa. So therefore, this body which is coming from this material nature naturally has an inclination to to enjoy this material nature, towards this material nature. Therefore, we have a propensity to enjoy. And when that propensity to enjoy the fruits without any scriptural regulation, without following any scripture, that is called karma kanda, but impious karma kanda. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has told there are two kinds of karma kanda. One is sinful, one is according to regulative principle. So what is that sinful? I have shown you that I have shown you this picture that sinful action, not a yoga system. So initially when you come down, when we are separated from the Lord, when we separated from the Lord, excuse me, so we are engaged in the sinful action. Our action is not regulated by karma, scripture. That is called sinful action. What kind of sinful action? We should understand the action, inaction, etc. This is very important verses. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. You should understand there are three kind of action is there. It's 417 of Bhagavad Gita is very important verses. See, Krishna is telling. In this verses very important. Karmana hi api bodhavyam cha vikramana akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmana gati. This is very important to learn. The intricacy of action very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action, what forbidden action, what is inaction. So, what is this action means according to regulative principle, prescribed duty. According to the scripture, scripture has been given some regulative prescribed duty and for a progressive towards the self-realization. That is called dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You should do some regulative principle, action. What is called inaction? Inaction is called Kṛṣṇa consciousness or Bhakti-yoga. You act, but you will not have any resultant action. You will not have a resultant action. That is called inaction. That is called Bhakti-yoga. Your action, everything is for the Kṛṣṇa, for the Lord. That is called that is called inaction. But forbidden action is called, Prabhupada is explaining here. The forbidden action means against the scriptures. That is called forbidden action. That is called sinful action. So initially, as we are so much inclined to, initially our inclination is pretty much towards the, towards all kind of sinful action. In the material world, the conditions will always incline to sex, meat eating, intoxication. Therefore, religious scripture never actually encourages such activity. Although scriptural injunction provided sex through sacred marriage, for meat eating through sacrificial offering, for intoxication through the acceptance of ritual cup of wine, such ceremony are meant for ultimate purpose of renunciation. So that is most important. This verse is so important. He said that in material world, the conditioned soul, we are conditioned by birth, death, disease, old age. So therefore, in conditioned stage, we are so much inclined to the all this kind of sinful action. These are there are four kind of sinful action is there, which is meat eating, and which is illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. There are four kind of chaturvida, papam, the four pillars of sinful action. So we are so much inclined to that. That is called sinful action. Although it is all a karma kandi, but that karma kandi is impious karma kandi. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati explained that there are two kind of karma kandi: pious activity, impious activity, and this is called impious karma kandi. So naturally we are inclined, natural proclivity towards all the things. Naturally, it is stated in another verses also. We have this natural proclivity for all the things. So it is stated that my dear son, the mind has a natural proclivity to enter into the material sense object. Similarly, the sense object enter into the mind. Both material mind, sense object are merely designation that cover the spirit soul, which is part and parcel of it. The knowledge is not developed yet. Knowledge is that I am the part and parcel of the Lord, and I have to attend to Him, I have to go back to Him, I have to revive this relationship, I have to link up, I have to connect, I have to join with that Supreme. That knowledge is not at all there. It's simply natural proclivity to, enter into sense object, sense gratification. That is very sinful action. Sinful action, very, very sinful action, because it has got a grave reaction. Meat eating, grave reaction. See, this question has been asked by the Sanaka to Sanaka Rishi that people minds are naturally attracted to the material sense object, and similarly sense object in the form of desire enter within the mind. We have so many desire to enjoy the senses. That is our natural propensity. As soon as we come into the material existence, we are caught by the Maya, that natural propensity. And these are the stumbling block for us to cross over this stumbling block to get the liberations. Therefore, these are called sinful action. Bhagavad Gita also stated, Bhagavatam, Rishabhadev say that this is big karma. This is not karma even. Impious activities is not even, karma. It is big karma, forbidden karma. Nyunam pramatha kurute vikrama yad indriya priti apnoti na sadhumanya etatmanayam asanopi klesadasasya deha. These beautiful verses, very, very important. Prabhupada has quoted these verses many times. When a person considers sense gratification as the aim of life. So in this stage, lower stage, Gita, Bhagavad Gita ladder, this yoga ladder comes and commences with this sinful action, impious activities. So when a person considers sense gratification aim of life, he certainly becomes mad after materialistic living, engages in all kind of sinful activity. This all kind of sinful activity. He does not know due to his past misdeed, he has already received the body which although temporary is the cause of his misery. Actually living it, he should not have taken this material body. He has been awarded material body for sense gratification. Therefore I think it is not befitting for intelligent man to involve himself again in the activities of sense gratification, by which he perpetually gets material body one after another. This is very, very important point. So this is sinful activities, because we have no intelligence at this time. We are very lower stage of ladder. We have not even come to ladder. You just ladder is there, we are standing near the ladder. We have no intelligence. Our aim of life is sense gratification, just like a deluxe edition of animal life. Animal life simply sleeping, eating, mating and defending. And we are little bit of deluxe edition, got a human form of life. We have got this discrimination is given, that's all. We can come out. The animal and this kind of sinful action, sinful activity, the karma, what is the difference? Animal has no discrimination power to come out. But in this lower stage, human form of life, in this consciousness, lower stage of consciousness, also has got this opportunity to elevate in the yoga ladder. They can step onto the yoga ladder. This is the stage is very, very lowest sinful activities. It is further defined that Rishabhadev, see, these are very technicality. People coming so many years joining in this movement, they have no understanding of this very intricate, profound technique of the yoga ladder, how the yoga ladder is working. As long as one does not inquire about spiritual value, one is defeated by subject to misery arising from ignorance. This is ignorance only. Whether it's sinful or pious, karma has resultant action. Either it is sinful or pious activity, it has got action. It will bind you. It will bind you. Whether you go to the sinful or whether it's impious action. So now we are talking about impious. Now we can go to talk about the pious action. That is called karma kandis action. That is also this is not in the yoga ladder. Because to qualify to come to the yoga ladder, one has to come to the process of renouncing the fruit of the activities. Therefore, these first two sinful action or impious action, karma kanda is pious activity, pious action. Both are not renouncing their fruitive activities. Only different is that in karma kanda section, they are according to regulative rule and regulations. They are following the regulation of the scripture for elevation, dharma. They are doing some kind of like Monday, some kind of puja, Satyanarayan puja, Monday some puja, Tuesday some puja, Wednesday some puja. This different of regulative principle the Veda has been given. Why for this kind of restriction has been given? To elevate us. That is already I showed you in these verses. Already I showed you in this beautiful verses 11, 5, 11. Why this process has been given to us? Why this action is this pious activity according to the scriptural injunction? It is stated here that the scriptural injunction provide for sex through sacred marriage. Okay, you want to have a sex? Fine. Do it with a marriage ceremony, sacred marriage. That is called licensed sense gratification. Prabhupada used the word licensed sense gratification. That is little better than, sinful action. It's a pious. In this way, we can elevate to the heaven, elevate to the good, elevated species of life, upgraded species. There are so many different species there. You have to elevate. It's gradual elevation. For meat eating to sacrificial offering. You eat meat, but you offer. There is a injunction is there. You eat meat, but you have to do in the dead of the night. Nobody is hearing you. Then you kill. Then you offer to the Kali. Then you eat. That is called sacrificial offering. For intoxication also you should have some ritual cup of wine. Such ceremony are meant for ultimate purpose of renunciation. All this karma kandi session, pious activity, doing this puja, this yajna, this all the things, this kind of regulations, but it has been introduced only for the purpose that ultimately one has to renounce the fruits of the action. Unless you are result oriented, you cannot elevate to the yoga system. You cannot be certified as you are in the yoga ladder. To come to the yoga ladder, whether it is karma yoga, whether it is jnana yoga, whether it is ashtanga yoga, whether it is bhakti yoga, one has to renounce the fruit of the action. That is the primary qualification. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita. We want, see, everything is there in Bhagavad Gita, only thing that we do not read it. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desire, he neither asks for sense gratification nor engage in fruitive activities. Neither he is doing sinful action, nor he is doing pious activity, karma kandi pious activity according to scriptural injunction. That is fruitive, that is also fruitive activities, but under the regulations, under the regulation of scripture. That is karma kanda. Kṛṣṇa also explaining, when Arjuna, in the beginning of the fight, Arjuna was very result oriented. His consciousness, his action was like similar to tantamount to be result oriented activities. He was very much concerned about the repercussion, output of the result, output of the war, this battlefield. And he was thinking that repercussion, the grave repercussion of his involvement. Because if I kill means I have to incur sins. He was thinking of output. Oh, if I kill means so many people died, my relatives, then I have to incur sin. I cannot enjoy. So many, so many excuses, so many reason, so many, reason has been given. But whole main theme is that he was result oriented. So Lord is speaking Bhagavad Gita and explaining all the yoga system to elevate his from result oriented to duty oriented and ultimately to love oriented, Bhakti-yoga. So Arjuna in the beginning is duty oriented, and Lord also has told about this karma kanda section in Bhagavad Gita. We can go to the we can go to the 232 where Lord is explaining in this karma kanda pious activities. So Lord here explained to Arjuna, O Partha, happy are the Kshatriya to whom such fighting opportunity come answered, opening for the doors of heavenly planet. This is all the karma kanda section. Never mind, you are Kshatriya, you work. You work, you do it for a result oriented. You do it according to scripture that Kshatriya should fight, and if you die also, you go to heavenly planet. If you win also, you will enjoy the kingdom. If you die also, you go to heavenly kingdom. That is called karma kanda section. Lord is explaining the 32 to 38, all the karma kanda section. But if you do not perform this religious duty of fighting, this fighting is a religious, if you fight for your own sense gratification, just like I kill a person for my own sense gratification, this is sinful. That is called sinful action, vikarma. Vikarma means forbidden action, which is forbidden by the scriptures. But if I fight according to scriptures, then that is not forbidden action. That is not, I will get reward, just like a soldier. He is killing is not good. But when he is killing according to the direction of the government or commander-in-chief, he is not implicated in sinful action. He is getting award. So it's kind of rewarding. Still there is a result oriented is there. So Lord also speaking about karma kandi section in Bhagavad Gita. But later on he has told that no, it is not good. Because you have to exhaust it, all your pious activities. Supposing you are doing karma kanda section and you are doing some pious activities and you are elevated to heavenly planet. Also you will fall down. You will fall down when you enjoy, when you exhaust your, result of pious activities. Then again you can fall down. You cannot grow progressively. Therefore, it is not in yoga system. It is not qualified to elevate into yoga system. Kṛṣṇa say in 9:21, very important verses 9:21. Krishna says that this is just like khine punya visati. So khine punya martyam loka visanti. So here it is said that when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, the result of their pious activity are exhausted. They return to this mortal planet again. Thus those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principle of three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. That is the point. That is the point is Krishna is telling, that even after you want enjoyment, but adhering to the principle of Vedas or scriptures, but only achieve repeated and birth and death. They cannot elevate themselves, they cannot attain the highest professional stage to go back to Godhead, Vaikuntha Prapti. They cannot go back, because still there is a repeated birth and death is there. They have exhausted their pious activity, they will come down again to this material conditional life, again to this earth. So therefore Krishna has rejected this one. This kind of, karma kandi, pious activity, adhering to the principle of scriptures. Then this is our second point. Then the third point is coming, very important point, that then is called karma yoga. Now karma yoga means it is now elevated. It is now qualified to get a position in this ladder. Karma yoga. Because it's karma means some kind of work, some kind of occupations, activities, but plus Krishna consciousness means you have got this, Krishna consciousness is added. That means you know the goal of life now. You know the goal of life is Krishna, but you are attached to the karma, mundane activities, with detachment of the fruits. Karma yoga comes when you added yoga means there is a detachment is always there. The detachment from fruitive activities. Karma yoga means there is a detachment. Krishna is explaining beautiful karma yoga here in these beautiful verses. I can show you another channel, another beautiful, so where it is showing the yoga ladder. See, beautiful. Yeah. In this way, you can see that this karma yoga means according to scripture karma you are doing. That is very good. But with detachment is there. Krishna also has explained this one is in chapter 3, chapter 2 and 3, both. 2 also he was a little bit of speaking about karma yoga in 39, I think, 38 or 39, starting 39, Buddhi yoga. In that one he was telling renounce your work. Krishna has said about karma yoga in many places. 239 will go. So here Krishna is telling about a little bit of Buddhi yoga, or you say karma yoga also, kind of. But Prabhupada has because Buddhi yoga is a compound word, Prabhupada explained as karma yoga, as a Buddhi yoga, as a Bhakti yoga, because the ultimate purpose of this Buddhi yoga or karma yoga is to culminate to the ultimate is this bhakti. The ultimate purpose of this karma yoga is bhakti, because when this detachment, whatever your detachment, you are doing the activities, karmic activities with detachment, but you do not know the the ultimate goal. You do not know your activities should be surrendered to the Supreme Lord. When you know that, automatically the karma yoga will be elevated immediately to bhakti yoga. Therefore, Prabhupada says that all jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, although they are the highest ladder, but karma yoga is very close to bhakti yoga, because when they know that I have to surrender to my fruits of the action to Krishna, yat karosi yat dasanasi, yat johasi dadasi, then I will get this become perfection. This become perfect. So here is Krishna saying, I have described this knowledge to you thoroughly, analytical study. Now listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive result. That is called beginning of the karma yoga. Hold this yoga ladder, you begin with the path of karma yoga. You have to do some action, but without any attachment, without fruitive result. So in third chapter, particularly in Karma Yoga section, Krishna has explained more vividly on this. In third chapter, Etu Sarvani Karmani, there's a beautiful verses, I forget. The verses there, Krishna is telling in that you should, yes. So in this beautiful verses, Krishna says, Brahmaniyadya karmani sangam tatya karati jo. So here performs his duty without attachment, surrendering result unto the Supreme Lord, unaffected by sinful action. So this is called Karma Yoga. The Karma Yoga means without any attachment, surrendering result unto the Supreme Lord. This surrendering to the result has not yet come. But without attachment, Karma Yoga means up to one perform his duty without any attachment. There is no attachment there. I am working, but that is not sufficient. Krishna says, Karmani badhikarasa ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur mahate sangosya akarmani. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that you have right to do your duty, perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of the action. Never consider yourself cause of the result of your activity. Never attach to not to doing your duty. So you do your duty as a matter of duty. Just like example Prabhupada has given. Just like a cashier. Cashier is giving out so many money, so many salary to so many employers. But he does not claim that is my proprietorship. He does not claim that. He discharges. He is not much interested in that because he is not attached to this all the things because he knows that that doesn't belong. As a matter of duty, he is giving. It is not his money actually. So just like a commander in chief, just a soldier. Soldier is fighting. Soldier is fighting, and he is fighting for what? He is fighting according to the direction of the Lord. He is not bothered about whether company is winning or company is losing, or country is winning the war, country is losing. He is not attached to the result. As a matter of duty, as a soldier, he is acting on behalf of his commander. So when Karma Yoga means when acting on behalf of according to scriptural injunction, but without any attachment of the result, that is called Karma Yoga. That is called Karma Yoga. Just like Arjuna, Prabhupada sometimes say that Arjuna also in a Karma Yoga platform. But later on it's a Bhakti Yoga, but he is telling Karma Yoga platform, how Arjuna is Karma Yoga. Arjuna is a military man, he is fighting. He is fighting, initially he was not fighting, he was like Karma Kandi, result oriented. Then Lord is teaching him, no, you elevate to duty oriented. You do the duty for the sake of, without attachment to any result of your activity. Why you are result oriented? That is not good. Result oriented is sinful. You are thinking of sense gratification. You are thinking of killing my kith and kins will not satisfy my senses. That is sinful. Now you do this work, duty, but without any attachment. In this way, you will be, detached from this. You will be detached. You can elevate yourself. You will not be incurred any sinful action. Any sinful action. That is like, Prabhupada says that liberate from your body. Liberate from the body means through the body you are doing all activities that will liberate you. That will not incur any sins. You are fighting, it will not. Gross body. Then subtle body is jnāna-yoga. This is all called Karma Yoga. And then we can go to this another ladder. Karma Yoga is scripture detachment. Then Jnana Yoga is knowledge. So therefore Krishna is adding, see, Lord is beautiful. Lord is so, Bhagavad Gita is so systematic knowledge, so scientific knowledge. Lord is adding scriptures, Karma Yoga, scripture and detachment, work with detachment, some knowledge. when you add some knowledge to your karma yoga, you should know how to perform your duty properly. Knowledge that I am the spirit soul, I am the part and parcel of the Lord, and I should act on that knowledge. Because karma yoga is imperfect. Why imperfect? Because it has no knowledge. Without knowledge, I am simply detached. What is this? Is a kind of ascetic. The ascetic people, in Kṛṣṇa says that in chapter 640 says, ascetic is better than the sense gratifier. Sense gratifier is sinful. Ascetic means the fruitive access, they want fruits but detachment. Then better than ascetic is jnana yoga, because jnanis, they have some knowledge how to do the work. Why I should working? Why I am working? I am working for the knowledge of Kṛṣṇa, knowledge of absolute truth. I should work. I should offer this result to the Kṛṣṇa, to Supreme Lord, who is the proprietor of everything. Isavasam idam sarvam. That is very important. That knowledge is there in Jnana Yoga. That I should know that Isavasam idam. This is beautiful spoken by Isopanishad. I will show you two verses of Isopanishad. It will, for clarity. Isopanishad it is say that this knowledge has to be there. What knowledge has to be there? That Isavasam idam sarvam. ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्चा जगतायं जगतेन तक्तेन भुञ्जिता माग्रद्धकस्य सिद्धनम्. So it is said that everything animate, inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. And one should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota. One should not accept other things knowing well to whom they belong. So that is the first knowledge, that we are part and parcel of the Lord and everything belongs to Lord. That knowledge is actually Kṛṣṇa is giving in chapter 5. After the Karma Yoga, he is giving this Jnana Yoga. What is this chapter 529? These beautiful verses Prabhupada always quoted. Bhaktaram jagyam tapasam sarvaloko mahesaram suhidam sarvabhutanam gantvam am santim arsati. That knowledge should be there. Sejang knowing means the ultimate purpose of all sacrifice and austerity. The Supreme Lord of all planet, demigod and benefactor and well-wisher of all living entity, attain peace from the pang of material misery. That knowledge must be there. All this karma yoga should culminate to the point of, should advances, not culminate, it advances to the point of knowledge. It should add some knowledge to know that all my work, all my result of the work which I am detached, actually the main proprietor or main beneficiary is Kṛṣṇa. Bhaktaram means is the beneficiary. I should offer all my activities result to Lord. That is jnana. Adding karma yoga plus jnana. Bhaktaram jagyam tapasam sarvaloko mahisara. Because Lord is the controller of all three worlds, sarvaloko, and also beneficiary of all of our resultant activities. I am earning money, I cannot throw it, I am detached, I am not attached to my result. I will get the salary and I will throw it into the dustbin. No, that is not sufficient. I am not attached, whatever I am getting, that is not sufficient. Without knowledge, that is the problem. In India, they think that bhakti, what Kṛṣṇa consciousness means, this karmani badi karyasa mahapale sukha. I am detached. I am not expecting whatever it is result coming. I am happy. I am doing sense gratification. That is not actually karma yoga. Karma yoga is detachment of the activities there, but one has to elevate to the platform of knowledge, then meditation, then bhakti. Without knowledge, karma yoga is not sufficient. Therefore, it is not in the highest ladder. It is in the lowest ladder of the yoga ladder. First is karma yoga. Then we go to jnana yoga. This is jnana yoga. We have some knowledge, empirical knowledge. In this Isha Upanishad's second verses, Kṛṣṇa is very nicely speaking. See, that one may aspire to live for 100 years if he continuously goes on working in that way. For that sort of work will not bind him to law of karma. There is no alternative to this way for men. See, this is very nice. Prabhupada also explaining about yoga system in here. that how one is elevated to karma, karma bikarma. Kṛṣṇa is explaining a little bit of in these verses, that one should work that it belongs to Kṛṣṇa. That is called important thing. That everything belongs to Kṛṣṇa. So in this way, if we are doing it, you will not be karma bandhana. You will be free from karma bandhana. Law of karma will not bind you. That is the process, that how we should work. Kṛṣṇa is telling in 5:17 also, Bhagavad Gita. Kṛṣṇa is telling a lot of about these things. 5:17, Kṛṣṇa also telling about when one's intelligent mind, faith, refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgiving through the complete knowledge. Thus proceeds straight to the path of liberation. These are all the progressive path. Then when jnāna-yoga is there, but jnāna-yoga also is not sufficient. Jnāna-yoga is not sufficient. Why it is not sufficient? Because there is no surrendering. There is no surrender. In jnāna-yoga we know that. That's philosophically we know that. Okay, I should have some knowledge that this kind of fruitive activities, whatever my activities, whatever the result of my activities, must give to the Kṛṣṇa. That kind of knowledge. Yat karosi, yat dasnasi, yat johosi dadasyat. That is very beautifully spoken, 927. Tat kurusa madarpanam. Kṛṣṇa also says that you want to perfection in karma yoga, you should do this one. What is the perfection of karma yoga? 927 is the perfection of karma yoga. Kṛṣṇa say in these beautiful verses, yat karosi, yat dasnasi, yat johosi dadasyat, yat tapasyasi konte, tat kurusa madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerity you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. That is perfection. You are attached to do some kind of fruitive activities. Going to office, going to this business, everybody is working. Every Prabhupada says that everybody is somewhere, some kind of undertaking. Somebody is doing business, somebody doing office, somebody business, everybody. But everybody wants some kind of fruits. Everybody desire for the fruit of self. Otherwise, what motivated them to work? I cannot work without fruits. But when you enjoy that fruits, it is sinful action. And if you enjoy according to scripture, it is called pious activity, but still karma kandi. Again he will come down and repeat it back. But when that fruits of the action is detached, I am not attached, that is called karma yoga. And perfection of karma yoga, that fruits has to be given to the Kṛṣṇa, offered to Kṛṣṇa. That is perfection. And that cannot be done without the knowledge of Kṛṣṇa. Supposing I am earning money, why should I give to Kṛṣṇa? Unless I have a knowledge of Kṛṣṇa, because Kṛṣṇa is the Bhaktaram Jaggam Tapasam Sarvaloka Maestro. Prabhupada beautifully explained. He was giving one classes on this, 6.2 or 6.3 in America, San Francisco, I think. So he was telling about this karma yoga alone is not sufficient, because it has to have an add of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Karma plus Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Why Kṛṣṇa consciousness? I cannot connect to Kṛṣṇa through my karma unless I have a knowledge, some kind of knowledge of Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Some kind of Kṛṣṇa consciousness is there. I cannot. Supposing I do, why should I give to Kṛṣṇa? I should have a little knowledge that Kṛṣṇa is the beneficiary. That is called jnana yoga. Jnana is important. Jnana yoga is coming. Then I can offer all the result to the Kṛṣṇa. And then we come to the perfectional state. And jnana yoga without surrender, because I know empirically, okay, Kṛṣṇa is the proprietor. But if I am not offering to Kṛṣṇa, that still remaining jnana yoga, I am not elevating it. Therefore, it says that jnanamana bahunama janmanvante jnanamana mam prapadyante. See, jnanamana is not sufficient. Bahunama janmanvante jnanamana maha vasudeva sarvamiti samhatma sudullava. So the jnanis, they do not surrender. Empirical philosophy. They do not surrender. There is no seva there. They service. They want to merge into impersonal Brahmajyoti. So But they can elevated to Bhakti Yoga when they understood that Kṛṣṇa is all in all and everything should be offered to Kṛṣṇa. Then they elevate. The Ashtanga Yoga, the importance of Ashtanga Yoga is that when you are Jnana Yoga, you are not in this beautiful process, like in this beautiful yeah. See, there is very technicality is there. Bhagavad Gita is very in Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. Kṛṣṇa say in chapter 6, Ashtanga Yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, one thing added is meditation. Why? When you are coming to the stage of Jnana, you are not so much hankering about the karma things. You are what is this? Not so much disturbed by this result of the activities. When you are not disturbed the result of the activities, kind of desireless stage, that time you are peaceful. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa says the Santi Archati. When you are peaceful, you can meditate. Then in 6th chapter is beginning of 6th chapter is that meditation, Dhyana Yoga. Kṛṣṇa is explaining because meditation is unless we are peaceful, you cannot meditate. Therefore, it is said that to come to the peaceful stage, you should have that knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot come to. Without intelligence, your mind cannot be purified. Nasti buddhir ajuktasa nacha duktasya bhavana nacha bhavanta. If you are not coming to the point of your mind is not, your intelligence is not purified, your knowledge is not there, you cannot bring your mind into the, peaceful conditions. You cannot, then your mind is disturbed, you cannot meditate. So to bring the mind, your knowledge should be purified by the process of Jnana Yoga, but it is empirical. It's not like a practical transcendent, practical knowledge. It's not practical action is still there, not there. It's just empirical. Where it says Kṛṣṇa is there, Kṛṣṇa is the ultimate, everything. That knowledge is there. But it's not like Bhakti Yoga, like direct service, So it is a missing point in Jnana Yoga is surrender. In Dhyana Yoga, the meditation is added. Chapter 6, Kṛṣṇa says a beautiful, chapter 6 we can go, you can know about all Dhyana Yoga. In Dhyana Yoga, first of all, he very nicely, Kṛṣṇa spoke that you want to come to the Dhyana Yoga, first of all, you have to renounce all the material desire. Neither act for sense gratification nor engage in fruitive activity. Then he slowly is telling beautifully in 6:10 that a transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, self relationship with Supreme. He should live alone in secluded place, should always carefully control his mind, should free from desire and feeling of positiveness. Now in this Ashtanga Yoga, the meditational process to physical process. So engage your body, mind. First of all, in Karma Yoga, your body is purified. In Jnana Yoga, your mind is purified, subtle, your mind and intelligence. Now in this Ashtanga Yoga, what you do, because both are purified, now you can meditate on the Supreme Lord. First of all, you are free from desires. That is called Karma Yoga. As Kṛṣṇa said, 238, 239, Karma Yoga. Then 529 Jnana Yoga, he told that you know that you don't have any feeling of positiveness because you don't know, you know that you are not the proprietor. Bhaktaram Jagyam Tapasam Sarvaloko Mahisara. Then when we have two already achieved, then we can meditate on Kṛṣṇa. You go to secluded places, then you can go to put the kusha grass, then meditate on Kṛṣṇa. That is called Ashtanga Yoga. There are eightfold of yoga is there. Asana, niyama, asana, dharana, pratyahara, up to samadhi. So in this way you can go to Ashtanga Yoga. But what is the problem in Ashtanga Yoga? What is the problem in Ashtanga Yoga which is missing? The Ashtanga Yoga, one thing is missing in Ashtanga Yoga. Prabhupada very nicely explained. Where Bhakti Yoga has got, that is love for Kṛṣṇa. You meditate it and you want it to be like, so you meditate on the super soul. But the loving devotional service is missing. Dhyana yoga. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa say that also it is very impractical. So Kṛṣṇa say in this after explaining about all this meditational process, Kṛṣṇa is explaining very nicely in 646. That very nice verse. Tapasaiva adhika yogi jnanaiva vimata adhika karmaiva cha adhika yogi tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. So Lord is telling you become yogi. You don't, first of all you come to the platform of yoga ladder. You become a yogi. Without yogi you cannot attain me. There is no question of that. There is no perfection without become yogi. You cannot be remain in karma kandi, whether it is pious or impious. That will bind you. That causes bondage. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa says that karma, what is that? 3.9 he say that you should work for Jagyante karma karmana anyatha lokoyam karma bandhana. You do for my sake. Your action should be for me. I am the beneficiary. Otherwise, it become karma bandhana. So the karma kandi section either pious or impious, that is out of question. Here Kṛṣṇa is explaining the yoga ladder actually. Yoga ladder is coming, the word yoga ladder is coming from this verse. Yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, Arjuna in all circumstances be a yogi. Fruitive worker, Kṛṣṇa is telling you a beautiful purport. You should understand this purport. I have already posted. When you speak of yoga, we refer to linking our consciousness with Supreme Absolute Truth. That is called joining process. Just like example, same example. A part of the machine. When part of the machine is come out from the machine, it has no value. As long as it's joining, it has got value. So yoga system is important. It's joining us with Kṛṣṇa, joining our consciousness with Kṛṣṇa. That is Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Just like Prabhupada given another example. A finger. A finger is, as long as it is attached to body, it has got value. If something happen, I will go to doctor. Even I can spend millions of dollars to cure my finger. But as soon as it's amputated, I don't care. I don't care also. I kick it out. So therefore, yoga means linking our consciousness. It's not like fat reducing, bicep, tricep. No. Yoga is not meant for physical gymnastic process. It's not a gymnastic process. It's a linking process, joining process. Such a process named differently by various practitioners in the terms of particular method adapted. When the linking process predominantly fruitive activity, it is called karma yoga. When it is predominantly empiric, it is called jnana yoga. When it is predominantly in devotional relationship with Supreme Lord, it is called bhakti yoga or Kṛṣṇa consciousness. It's the ultimate perfection of all yogas. It will be explained in the next verse. Lord has confirmed here is superiority of yoga, but he has not mentioned that is better than bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is full of spiritual knowledge. Therefore, nothing can excel it. Asceticism without self-knowledge is imperfect. See, that's why I was telling that simply you become karma yoga, fruitive activities without any knowledge, self-knowledge is imperfect. Therefore, chapter 1 to chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita is all about this self-knowledge, karma yoga with self-knowledge. And empiric knowledge without surrender to Supreme Lord is imperfect. Wow, so beautifully Prabhupada. Philosophy without religion is mental speculation. We have philosophy, but without surrender, it is just mental speculation. It is imperfect. And fruitive work without Kṛṣṇa consciousness is waste of time. Sarma evai kamalam. Simply karma is not good. Is sarma evai kamalam. Is sinful or pious, never mind. Be it sinful, be it pious. Therefore, the most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is bhakti yoga. And this is still more clearly explained in next verses. What is that next verses? O yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmanah sadhavan bhajati jomam same yuktatama matah. Beautifully explained. And of all yogis, one with great faith who always abides in me, think of me within himself and render transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga, the highest of all. That is my opinion. That is the highest ladder of yoga, this highest step. The Prabhupada is explaining here that the culmination of all kind of yoga practices lies in bhakti yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti in bhakti yoga. See, bhakti yoga is the direct Kṛṣṇa consciousness. And all the other yoga is a stepping stone to come to the Bhakti yoga. They are the steps, like somebody is 5th floor, somebody is 10th floor, somebody is 15th floor, but they have to come to the highest floor to reach the house. Just like my house is in 100th floor. If I am in 5th floor, I cannot say that I have reached my house. If I am in 12th floor, 20th floor, I cannot say that I have reached. I am in 20th floor. I cannot say, no, I have to reach to the highest floor. Then I can see that, oh, I have perfected, I have reached my house. Therefore, the Bhakti Yoga is the highest. All other yoga are progression toward the destination of Bhakti Yoga. Just like I am in 5th floor, that means I am progressing to the highest floor, to my house, Bhakti Yoga. But if I stay in the 5th floor and I do not progress, then that is not perfection. That is not perfection. That should be understood. That is not perfection. From the beginning Karma Yoga to end of Bhakti Yoga is long way to self-realization. Karma Yoga without fruitive activity is the beginning of this path. When Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga being you asoti, Jnana and Vairaga will come, renunciation. Because you renounce the fruitive activities. No, I don't want these fruitive activities. And with knowledge, we cannot renounce without knowledge. We should have some knowledge that this is waste of time. And when Jnana Yoga increase in meditation on the super soul by different physical processes, that mind is on him, it is called Ashtanga Yoga. And when one surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga and comes to the point of Supreme Personality of Godhead Kṛṣṇa, it is called Bhakti Yoga, the culmination. See? One surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa says the very first verse of 7th chapter, Maya Sakta Manapartha Yogam Indu Madasraya. You do the yoga system, Maya Srata, you take shelter of me. You become Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Then only you come to the perfectional stages. Factually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand the other yoga. Why we are speaking about yoga ladder? We can go to directly to Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Bhakti Yoga. Why we are speaking of all these things? Because to understand the Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand others yoga also. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. Those who are progressive, okay, supposing I am in Karma Yoga, I am now progressing to Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. They are good. They are slowly, progressively coming to the highest perfection, highest path or highest ladder, highest rung of the ladder. They are very fortunate. But one who sticks to the particular point, does not make further progress, is called by that particular name Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, Raja Yogi, Hatha Yogi, etc., 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 so and so forth. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all the yogas. Correct? The Prabhupada is giving a very nice point here. Supposing one is already a $millions billionaire, he is already a millionaire. He does not need, he already understood that he is already a millionaire. So, supposing I have reached my house, I have reached to Bhakti Yoga, high stage. That means it is understood that I have already surpassed the 5th step of Karma Yoga, 10th step of Jnana Yoga, 20th step of the Ashtanga Yoga. Therefore, to become Kṛṣṇa consciousness is the highest stage of yoga. Just when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountain, the highest peak. Mount Everest is considered of the culmination. It is by great fortune that one comes to Kṛṣṇa consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to Vedic direction. The idea yogi concentrate his attention on Kṛṣṇa, who is called Shyamsundara, who is beautifully colored as a cloud, whose lotus-like face is effulgent as sun, whose dress is brilliant with jewels, whose body is flower garland illuminating all sides, is his gorgeous luster which is called Brahma Jyoti. He incarnates in different forms as Ram, Narasimha, Varaha, Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He descends like a human being as the son of Mother Josoda. He is known as Kṛṣṇa, Govinda, Vasudeva, his perfect child, husband, friend, master. He is full of with opulences, transcendental quality. If one remains with full consciousness of this feature of Lord, he is called highest yogi. The stage of highest perfection of yoga can be attained only by Bhakti Yoga. Is confirmed in Vedic literature. Jasya deve parabhakti, jastha deve tatha guru, tasyasti katitai artat prakasante matmana. One who, only unto whose great soul who have implicit faith in the both Lord and spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire of material profit, either in his life, in the next life. Devoid of such inclination, one should fully absorb in the mind in the Supreme Lord. That is purpose of Naiskramya. These are some of the means of performance of the Bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest professional stage of yoga. So Prabhupada is beautiful ending. Krishna consciousness, we have see in our position, our position is like a karma kandi. But Prabhupada is so merciful, he has brought us directly to the Krishna consciousness, surpassing all this karma. You don't have to go for progressively karma yoga this way. Directly to Krishna consciousness. High stage. That is called lift. This is a very nice things. You can see here. Staircase versus lift. That is called lift. So Prabhupada, by his causeless mercy, he has brought us not through staircase. Krishna consciousness is like a lift. Is directly bringing us to the highest stage, Bhakti-yoga or Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness has been given the process that manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jadi mam namaskuru. Krishna is speaking about Krishna consciousness, that lift. So he is bringing to the point us to lift. Always think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And you become Bhakti Yoga. You don't need to go through Karma Yoga. Forget about that. They are a byproduct. They are all subservient. They are all the, once you Bhakti Yoga, you already incorporated all the things. Your karma is perfected, you become karma yogi, you become jnana yogi, you become ashtanga yogi also. Manmana bhava mada bhakta. Manmana bhava means what? Always think of Krishna. That is called samadhi, the perfection of ashtanga yogi. When we are chanting, we are already in a perfection in jnana yoga. Mam jaji, mam namaskuru. You are worshipping me, you are obeisances unto me. That is also like our action is purified, offering obeisances, offering the Lord. In this way, we can come to the Krishna. Krishna has said that in beautiful verses, twice actually, stressing the point of Krishna consciousness, which is a very supreme instruction given by Krishna in these beautiful verses, that manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jadi mam namaskuru mami vasyasi sattam se pratijane priyasmi. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail, I promise you, because you are my very dear friend. So this is the process, Krishna consciousness, like lift. It will cover everything. All karma, jnana, everything will be surpassed. When you come to Bhakti Yoga means you have already crossed it. So direct, Prabhupada has given us a direct Krishna consciousness. That is simply you chant, you engage in different service, cooking for Krishna. That is perfection of Krishna. Yad karosi, yad dasanasi, yad josi dasa. So many different services there. Somebody is cooking, somebody is sleeping, somebody is sweeping, somebody is preaching, somebody is worshipping. Madhajaji. So all these things are already included. Yad karosi, yad dasanasi, yad josi dasa. Your prasadam also. We are taking prasadam or cooking. That also offered to Krishna. All karma yoga is already included. Dhyana yoga is included. Jnana yoga is included because I am doing for Krishna. So perfection of karma, perfection of jnana, perfection of ashtanga yoga is there in Bhakti yoga, in Krishna consciousness. How Prabhupada is lifting us, he is giving us lift. Don't come by staircase. We have no time. Kali Yuga is very, Kali Yuga is very abominable as. Our mind, we cannot do. We have no time. We have no duration of life is very short in this life. In this Kali Yuga. In this age of Kali, our duration of life is very short. We cannot do all the things, all the process of karma and other things. We cannot adopt all the progressive process. So Prabhupada, out of his causeless mercy, he has given us that Krishna consciousness that includes all these four kind of yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga, everything is there. Everything is there. Perfection of all the yoga system is there in this Krishna consciousness. Everything there. So how much merciful Prabhupada. He is giving us a very, very shortcut lift that you come. You have some addicted to karma, never mind. You do everything for Krishna. Yat karosi yat dasnasi. You have some jnana, come to the point. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatmas sudullabha. Jnana, you come to the perfection of jnana, that everything should be done for Krishna. Bhaktaram jagyam tapasam sarvalokam maheshwaro. That is perfection. Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna is all in all. So all my fruitive activities, result of my fruitive activities should be offered to Krishna. Yat karosi yat dasnasi. Yat josi dadasyat. Meditation, you come to the point of meditation where your samadhi is the highest point of meditation. Always observed, 24 hours observed in Krishna consciousness, thinking of Krishna. That is actually through Bhakti-yoga. Manmana bhava mad bhakta, always think of me. Always chanting Hare Krishna. Whatever you do, whatever you mold your life, you are cooking also thinking of Krishna. You are everywhere you are thinking. You are preaching thinking of Krishna. Unless I think of Krishna, I cannot now speak of Krishna. I am thinking of Krishna now. Therefore I am speaking. You are hearing also Bhakti Yoga because you are thinking of Krishna. So all these things is coming in Krishna consciousness, incorporated in Krishna consciousness. Ashtanga Yoga also in Samadhi, I am thinking of Krishna. Manmana bhava. Sarvadharman parityada mamekam saranam bhaja. We come to the culmination point of by this process, this is surrendering process, Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness. We surrender everything, our karma, our jnana, our ashtanga, everything is come to the point of Bhakti Yoga, means surrendering to Krishna everything. Then we get this perfectional stage. Therefore, it is stated this 7, 5, 23 and 24 that this Bhakti Yoga is about, we come to this point of Bhakti Yoga, everything we do for Krishna. Ravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. So this is the 9 process of Bhakti Yoga has been. So Prahlad Maharaj is speaking about Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam, Iti Punsarpita Vishnu, Bhakti Chena Navalakshana, Kriyate Bhagavati Yada, Tan Manya Aditam Uttamam. So this 9 process of bhakti has been explained by the Prahlad Maharaj. Hearing, chanting about transcendental holy name, form, quality, paraphernalia, pastime of remembering them, serving lotus feet of the Lord, offering Lord respectful worship with 16 type of paraphernalia, offering prayer to the Lord, becoming a servant, considering Lord's one best friend, surrendering everything unto Him. In other words, serving Him with body, mind, words. Everything is there. Body through karma, mind through knowledge, word also through bhakti also. So in this way, we have dedicated our life to service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. See, that is actually perfection of our knowledge. Bhunamanam janman mante jnanavan mam prapadyante Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma. That is real perfection. Vasudeva is all in all, and I am surrendering to Bhakti Yoga. I am surrendering everything to Lord. I am adding Jnana Yoga plus Bhakti. Bhakti means it includes everything. I have full knowledge. I am learned. A bhakta is not that he is not intelligent, very knowledge. Even after one is not intelligent, if he is doing all this bhakti, Lord say, Buddhi yoga, dadami buddhi yogam tan, jaina mam, upayanti. Chapter 10, Krishna is explaining. No, never mind. One, you are coming to lead, but you have no knowledge of other yoga or other things like I don't know, jnana, I don't know. Never mind, it is already included. Everything is included. Because Krishna will give you all the things. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi jagam tam jaina mam upayanti. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. See, Krishna consciousness is the so beauty of Krishna consciousness. Even after you do not know the yoga ladder, but you come to Krishna consciousness, automatically Krishna will explain, will give you the knowledge that what is called karma yoga, what is the yoga ladder, what is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. That is beauty of Krishna consciousness, and that has been given to us very freely by Prabhupada. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed this Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Charitamrita does not does not incorporate any karma, jnana and Ashtanga Yoga. No, have rejected dharma projita kaitava. They rejected all these things. Not only rejected, he say that all these 3 yogas are very kami. They are not in these verses, beautiful verses. It is stated that they are all kami. 19151, I think. What is that verse? 19 something is there. This verse it is say that those who are karmi, those are gani yoga, that are ashtanga yoga, everything have a kami. They have some desire. But bhakta niskami, ateva santa. This verses is from 19 or 2151. I forgot this year, but somewhere 19144 or something. I forgot. But this is the year. How I forgot. So one, I forget where it is mentioned. It is mentioned that one sec, I will get it from the Niskam. I forget. 19149. So, I forget this one. This is Krishna Bhakta Niskama Ateva Santa Bhakti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Asanta. Those who are after fruitive result for the pious activity, those desire salvation, identity with supreme, those who are desire material perfection, mystic power, all are restless because they want something for themselves. But devotee is completely peaceful because he has no demand for himself. He is always ready to serve the desire of the Lord. The conclusion, therefore, Lord is for everyone because no one can achieve the result of his respective desire without his. So this is the thing that all this karmi, everything, they have some desire. They wanted to get something. Like fruitive activities also, they want something. This one is also the Gani also they want some kind of results. The Ashtanga Yoga they want some, but Bhakta completely desireless. His desire is to just execute, just like Arjuna. Arjuna was initially result oriented. He was like fruitive activities, like Karma Yogi. But Lord is elevating him to do that some kind of detached work, Sakama Karma Yoga. Then he is coming to, Lord is explaining do Buddhi Yoga, some Niskama Karma Yoga with knowledge. Then he bring to the jnana yoga, knowledge. Then he bringing him to the ashtanga. He is explaining about the ashtanga yoga. Then he is coming to the love oriented. You become from result oriented to duty oriented to love oriented. Come to bhakti. Then Arjuna understood that the bhakti yoga is the highest. Then immediately what he told after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he understood Bhagavad Gita properly. He told, yes, bhakti yoga means I have to act not for my desire, to satisfy my desire, but to satisfy Krishna's desire. That is Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, he is telling Karisya Vachanam Tava. Initially, he is telling Natasya iti Govinda, Visricham Sasaram Chapam. He is given up his Gandiva, given up his bow and arrow. Set aside, put aside, I will not fight. Natasya iti Govinda. In the beginning, he was result oriented. He was thinking that my involvement in the war is not very adverse, grave repercussion because it has a output is very grave actually. But when understood Bhagavad Gita, then he said that Karisya Bachanam Tava, 1873. The last statement of Arjuna. Arjuna is saying here that Arjuna vacha nasto moho smriti labdha tat prasadena maya chutta stitosmi gata sandhya karisye vachanam tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt. I am prepared to act according to your instruction. That is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means acting on behalf of Krishna. That is called yoga. Yoga means connecting our Krishna or acting on behalf of Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. So that is the highest stage. So this hope you have understood all the things of yoga ladder. This is a very intricacy because Krishna himself said that understanding the karma, vikarma is very difficult. So you have to be very carefully understand under the guidance of the spiritual master. In one of the verses, Krishna says that 1 to 7, that very important verses, that Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jnana asti Asubhairagam Jnana cha yat ahitukam. So by rendering devotional service to the personality of Godhead Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge, detachment from the world. So automatically knowledge, the detachment, everything will come in Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means there is knowledge and detachment automatically will be there. You don't have to endeavor. That means one who comes to Krishna consciousness directly, automatically karma, jnana, yoga is perfection of all the yoga is there. Already he is detached from the work, detachment from this fruitive action. Also he has knowledge, full knowledge that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. And Ashtanga Yoga also there because he is meditating on Krishna by always thinking of Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And all this process can be achieved. How it is achieved? Prabhupada say one verses you can notice that. Prabhupada says, Jasya deve parabhakti jata deve tatha guru tasyati katita yarthat prakasyanti ma. This knowledge, this Bhakti Yoga process can be understood by associating with a pure devotee in a disciplic succession. We cannot understand Bhakti Yoga direct Krishna consciousness simply by process, by speculating method, by reading books by our academical astute, by other process. You have to associate with a pure devotee. Just like I am speaking, everything I am speaking because I have read the Bhagavad Gita, I have read the Prabhupada's lecture and all, because I am speaking the same thing, I am presenting the same thing. So Prabhupada, unless one is associated with this pure devotee, one cannot come to the stage of Krishna consciousness. That is not possible. That is not possible. Therefore, it is said that first of all you go approach a spiritual master, then get this knowledge, come to the Krishna consciousness. Therefore, it is stated in Bhagavatam 1 to 17 that the process of coming to Krishna is like a Srinvantam Sokatha Krishna Punya Sarvana Kirtana. Hudantastani Abhadrani Vidhunati. The first process of coming to Krishna consciousness is hearing. Because all this contamination of karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, this is all contamination. They are also contamination. They are contaminated by the desire, material desire. As I showed you 19.149. They are all kami. And that can be cleansed by process of hearing about Krishna Katha. And Krishna Katha should be heard from whom? From a pure devotee, all devotee association. So when you associate with pure devotee like Prabhupada, we hear, or they representative, all devotee association, we hear about Krishna Katha. Then all this contamination of other yoga will be cleaned up. Then slowly we will progress to the Bhakti Yoga. In 2002, as in next verses and subsequent verses, he say that Nasta Prayasu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naiskiti. Then when almost all this contamination of karma, jnana will go away by process of hearing, then we come to the stage of Naistiki Bhakti, fixed up with Bhakti. Therefore, the neophyte devotee are recommended to hear in association of devotee. Otherwise, they will still have a contamination of karma and jnana. So they have to come to the stage of hearing Krishna Katha. Then only they will come to the Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, although they are having Prabhupada has explained, although they have got a spiritual master, they are connected to a very good disciplic succession, bona fide disciplic succession, bona fide spiritual master, but still they do not progress. They are contaminated with karma and jnana yoga. Why they do not come to the Bhakti Yoga? Because of lack of hearing. They do not hear Krishna Katha. That is their flaws, pitfalls, shortcoming. Therefore, here say that you have to associate and hear. Nasta Prayaso Abhadra Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloka. They have to hear in association with devotees under the guidance of spiritual master. In this way, all this their contamination of karma, jnana, tadaraja, tamobhava, karma, lobodaya, cheta, teranamidam, sitam, sati, prasidati. In this way, all the mode of passion, mode of ignorance, loss, desire, everything will disappear and will come to the mode of goodness, and slowly they will progress to bhakti. All this desire is there. Karma yogi also desire of karma, desire of the result. Jnana also desiring something. Ashtanga yoga desiring some mystic power. Jugglery. then it come, then the devotee will come to evam prasanna manasa bhagavat bhakti yogata bhagavate tattva vijnana mukta sangasya jayate. Then establish a mode of unalloyed goodness, that is called bhakti. Vasudeva platform, bhakti platform, unalloyed goodness. The man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. That is Bhakti Yoga. Brahmabhutta platform. Brahmabhutta Prasanatma. The Brahmabhutta platform is the beginning of the Bhakti platform. Unless one comes to the Brahmabhutta platform, Bhakti never begins. And for that, all this desire of Karma Yoga desire, Jnana Yoga desire, Ashtanga Yoga desire, everything should be vanquished. Then only you can get this stage of Brahmabhutta where you can have a enlivenment by Bhakti Yoga begins here, Sravanam, Kirtanam, etc. Actual Sarvanam Kirtanam begins here. Our process is purificatory process. You are purified. Slowly, slowly, your contamination of karma, jnana and bhakti, we are eliminating by process of hearing. Then when we become madhyamadhikari, that means our all these things will evaporated, we vanished, vanquished, all this desire of the heart, all this attachment to the karma, going to office and Sunday devotee, so-called Sunday devotee, that will vanish. And little bit of knowledge, jnana yoga, that will vanish. Little bit of chanting, ashtanga yoga, that will vanish. It will come to the pure stage of bhakti, unalloyed devotee, full time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Always engaged 24 hours a day. Manmana bhava madhavakta. That is called perfectional stage. And that can be active only through process of association of devotee. Under the guidance of spiritual master, in a proper disciplic succession. That is the sonam banam. This is a takeaway lesson actually from it. Although we understood the yoga ladder, but we should know how to achieve this yoga ladder, bhakti yoga. That is the process. So thank you very much. We will stop here. Hare Krishna.